Hey everyone, Dominic Esposito, your drill instructor. Welcome to the clinic, and thank you to our sponsors, Diamond Billiard Products, and to our most fantastic lights on top. Make sure you give Tony a call. Tell him I said, hey, the drill instructor is using these new lights. I think I want to put them over my pool table, or talk to your pool room owner, okay? So listen, I got some things I want to cover tonight, and let's go ahead. Let's get started. Just trying to get a couple of things going here. I got a fella coming over in just a little bit for a session. And so last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the applications of English. And some of you deservingly frustrated. And I'll tell you the reason why. Okay, so to all of you who this applies to, and then to the rest of you who didn't know this, you better check yourself. 9 out of 10 pool players can't see dead center on the cue ball. They're off a little left or right, a little by anywhere from a quarter to, I've seen as much as a full tip. And it has to do with the way your head is tilted and tipped and turned, and then you're seeing very skewed. You've become so comfortable with that kind of vision, you're not ever noticing it. But as I'm talking to you now, I'm looking directly at you. I'm not looking at the camera like this. Well, if I'm looking at you in this way, where there's complete balance, I have good depth and field, and all of the right faculties that I need to be able to range my distances and all of the things we do, well, that has to apply on the table. So simple drill I want to teach you. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, perimeter lighting, okay? That's what you look up. Just go online, look up perimeter lighting, and talk to Tony about the table. Tell him the drill instructor sent you. Yeah, it really is. Price-wise, quality, comes from remote control. It's really built. So just put a ball on the table like this, and let me switch up and use a ball here that has some spots on it, so you could better register your view of what you're seeing. Come down to the ball, and if you're down on the shot and you think you're dead center in that cue ball, yeah, it's a stop shot, but it moves to the left. Well, because you were left of center. And then, of course, the same thing is going to be correct for judging the other side as well. If you're down on the ball, you take a shot, and the cue ball goes to the right, you're right of center. And, of course, if it rolls forward or it rolls back, if it rolls at some angles, that's where you are not at center. Bullseye. So this drill is a great way to help just get started. And if you're a really beginner level player, I'm going to say you maybe just became a 4, not really, I guess that high, 3, 2, 1, somewhere in there. Go ahead and move it to a half a diamond away like that. And then come up to this ball, and when you take this shot, okay, if that cue ball budges in any direction, that's where you were off the center mark, okay? So just continue to take a rack of balls. This is called the shooter alignment drill. You know, the same way you would tune a guitar before you started playing if you were a guitarist, or any other instrument that requires tuning to get started. This is the best drill for getting yourself lined up. This is where, oh, I'm left of center. Now you could start looking and making adjustments. You want to be able to just work with the balls a half a diamond off the pocket or a full diamond. It really doesn't matter. But until you can get down here multiple times, take your pre-strokes, look at what the cue ball is talking to you. It's telling you what's happening, what are you doing, and then we begin to fine tune and we begin to adjust. Okay, so little by little, this goes on. You go, oh, Sarge, you put me to sleep. Really? Well, go back out there and just make those balls just like freeze and stop like that. And do that pretty consistently. The majority of the times is the very least you want to do for consistency. And that's really important because as you can take that through until eventually you're getting the majority of the rack, just stop without a flinch, just like I just showed you. And then add a half a diamond, add another half a diamond. Eventually you could be 4, 5 diamonds, 6 diamonds diagonally along on the table. And you're just stopping that cue ball. Now you're seeing perfect center. Now this is essential because if you are like the typical 9 out of 10 players who can't see the center of the cue ball, your English is never correct. You're always going to have trouble with speed control. That is definitely going to have a problem with your position play. Your ability to be very proficient at calculating the compensation and deflection on the shaft when you're applying English is always going to be skewed because your math is always off because you can't see center ball. It's essential that you see center ball because with that, everything you learned, like I did for you for the last couple of weeks about learning how to apply tips of English, that's why some of you are just knocking yourself out and you can't seem to figure out why it's not coming out right. And that is because you're actually starting out maybe a quarter or a half or 3/4 of a tip off center. And then you think you're applying one tip and now you're applying 1 3/4 and the cue ball isn't going where you want. It's okay. We've all done that at some point coming up. Okay. So to all of you, listen, this is essential. Even though 80% of your shots require nothing more than the center 7 axis of the cue ball. Center axis right there, up to 3 up, 3 down, 1 in the middle. That's the center 7, 80% of your shots. But the other 20% of the shots, give or take, that you need to put a little bit of movement on that cue ball, help it out a little bit of high, low, left, right. Well, at that point, gang, you're really going to have to make sure your measurements are accurate. Otherwise, hey, from this point forward, just have fun that you can enjoy being with your friends, hitting some pool balls. But don't get upset at yourself for not getting better because this is that important. This is that point that makes the difference. So that's it, everybody. You want to aim straight, shoot straight, and if you're not seeing center ball, you won't split the pockets. So see center ball. So you can't split the pockets. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. God bless you. I love you. Bye-bye.